Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well and your preparations for your exams are going well. Here we are with another numerical on oscillations, and you can pause the video and go through the question. The question says there are two simple harmonic motions, x1 is equal to and x2 is equal to. So there are two equations, x2 and x1, and note that they both are in centimeters and they are superimposed, and we are supposed to find out the resultant amplitude r and the resultant initial phase angle, that is the epoch. So x1 is given, x2 is given, and we are supposed to find out amplitude and the epoch. Now epoch is nothing but the initial phase angle. Now here we are supposed to find out the initial phase angle of the resultant motion. So let's see, and the answers are printed. Let's see if we are able to get that. So in the given format, the equations given x1 is equal to and x2 is equal to the given equation I have written, and note that they both are in centimeters. Now we are supposed to find out the resultant amplitude and resultant initial phase angle. So what we are going to do is we are going to compare this equation with a1 sine omega t plus alpha 1, and this I will compare with a2 sine omega t plus alpha 2. So these are the two equations I am comparing with. So I'll get a1 is equal to 5, I'll get alpha 1 is equal to pi by 3, a2 is equal to 3, and alpha 2 is equal to pi by 4. So I'm just trying to compare it. So I've just written over there, comparing given equations with x1 and x2, I'll get that thing. And also resultant amplitude ka formula, which we have derived in our regular lecture, is a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos of alpha 1 minus alpha 2. In case if you are doubting this formula, where this formula is coming from, I would request you to go back to check the video on composition of two simple harmonic motions. So a1 is 5, a2 is 3, a1 is 5, a2 is 3, and alpha 1 is pi by 3 and alpha 2 is pi by 4. So all these equations you get only when you compare this first equation with this first equation and second equation with the second equation. So you can just pause the video or go behind and to check whether this is actually matching. So a1 goes to 5, a2 goes to 3, alpha 1 goes to pi by 3 and alpha 2 goes to pi by 4. Now it boils down to solving this thing. So if you see 5 square is 25, 3 square is 9, 5 2s are 10, 3s are 30, and now this one, pi by 3 is basically 60 degrees. So this is 60 degrees minus pi by 4 is 45 degrees. So 60 minus 45 will give me 15 degrees. So I have there are two things I have done over here. I have subtracted it as well as I have converted from radians to degrees. Now 25 plus 9 will give me 34, and cos 15 I'll have to watch it from a cos ka table, or if your board allows a calculator, then things would be much simpler. So cos 15, like you just have to see the 15 ka row, and the first number comes out to be 0.9659. Now multiply this number by 30 directly and you get 28.977. When you add these two numbers, you get 62.977. Now if I want to find out the root, I can go by table of root. I can do it by using a scientific calculator as well, but if your board does not allow, you can always go for log and antilog. So if there is nothing over here, there is a 2, and when that goes to in the power, it will become half. So when this root gets ignored, it will become half, and according to the property of log, that half can be coming ahead. So half log 62.97. Then the characteristic of 62 is 1 point, and you need to watch 6297. So row number 62, column number 9, and mean difference is 7. You need to ignore this 7. So my answer comes out to be 1.7991. Cancelling of this, you will get 0.8995, and for antilog you always begin from the numbers which are behind the decimal. So you need to watch 89 ka row number, 9 ka column number, and 5 ka mean difference, and there you get 7934. Point always after first digit and into 10 raised to whatever number is here, you should put that in the power. So 10 raised to 0 is 1, and 1 we don't write. In case if you want to know how this antilog and log is to be done, I have a separate playlist of logarithms, and you can just go through that and you can just follow up that. So this is the first answer, wherein 7.934 is the resultant amplitude. Because everything is in centimeters, amplitude will also be in centimeters. Then comes the resultant initial phase angle, that is the epoch, and for that again this formula has been derived by us in our regular class, composition of two S.H.M.s. So that is tan inverse of a1 sin alpha 1 plus a2 sin alpha 2, a1 upon a1 cos alpha 1 plus a2 cos alpha 2. Now all these a1, a2, a2 alpha 1, alpha 2, all these values are known to us. We are just going to substitute. And how did we know these values? By just comparing. So compare these two equations with the given equation. So if you compare with this equation, you will get it. So let's just quickly fill in the values. So a1 is 5, alpha 1 is pi by 3, a2 is 3, alpha 2 is pi by 4. a1 is 5, alpha 1 is pi by 3, and a2 is 3, and alpha 2 is pi by 4. Rest everything is same. Now from here on, pi by 3 is nothing but 60 degrees and pi by 4 is nothing but 45 degrees. So this is nothing but 45 degrees and this is nothing but 60 degrees. Now there is a two-way path over here. Like if you go like 60 degrees, sin 60 is root 3 by 2 and sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Now if you put these values, probably the calculation would be much longer, and in case if you want to solve it by that method, no problem, solving by any method would be right, but the difference is that number of steps. So what we are going to do is we are going to put this value as sin 60 from the table of sine. So if you see table of sine, it is 0.866. You can also go it like this, like sin pi by 3 is as good as sin 60, and sin 60 is nothing but root 3 by 2. Root 3 is 1.732 divided by 2, which will give me 0.866. So I have directly put the value of the fraction. Then sin pi by 4 is nothing but 0.7071. This is the value of 1 by root 2. Then sin pi by cos pi by 3. Pi by 3 is 60 degree, cos 60 is half is 0.5. And cos 45 is the same value as that of sin 45. So these two values will be same. So 0.7071. Now I have just multiplied these two, and these two. So I'll get 4 numbers, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then after multiplying, I'll just add it up. So addition of these two and addition of these two. So I get 2 numbers. Now cancellation of these 2 numbers would be difficult by regular math. So I have again applied logarithm inside the tan inverse ka function. So again, using calculator, this would be a very easy piece of cake. But in case if you are not allowed to do so, then you go by your regular anti-log and log. So wherever you apply anti-log, log is always applied, and because there is a division, you put a minus sign. Then the characteristic of this number is 0 because there is only one digit before the decimal, and then you watch 64, 5, 1. 3 has to be ignored. Same way, the characteristic of this number is 0 point, and you need to watch 46 row number, second column, and the first come indifference. So you get this thing. Now if you subtract this, you get 0.1449, and the anti-log of this, that is 14 ka 4, 9, you get 3960, 1396. Okay, I made a mistake over here. So this is that number. Now 1396. Now putting a point after first digit and into 10 raised to 0, and 10 raised to 0 is nothing but 1. So we don't write it. So 1396 is actually the anti-log of this number. Now for finding out tan inverse, either you need a calculator or you need to have a table of tan. So using a table of tan, I have found out that it's 54 degrees and 23 minutes. Now there is a chance that your board might provide you with the inverse value of this number, or maybe they will be providing you by a table of tan. Most boards will 99% provide the table of tan, in case if they are not allowing you calculator. So this is what it is, and so this problem was slightly bigger, so this could be of 3 marks. So this is what the numerical is all about. So you can just take a screenshot in case if you want to, and then pause it and take a screenshot again, and then you can pause it and take a screenshot again. So you can just have a go at it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe the channel in case you have not done so yet, and keep watching the videos from the playlist, and hope you follow my videos and understand, and you have a positive and productive output by watching my video. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye.